From the MZ Studios, Dallas Virtual Studios in cyberspace, this is Deconstructing Dallas. Greetings, everyone. It's your co-host, Ryan Trimble. Coming to you once again, WFH. Coming to you live from the guest room at the Trimble household here. It's a lovely sight. Joined today by a man who is pretty good at counting if anybody needs any help counting. He, of course, Shawn Williams. Shawn, good day, sir.
Good day, Ryan Trimble. I've seen that as it relates to counting presidential ballots across the few states that are out, that maybe we should line up the count from Sesame Street. There's some great memes out there regarding the count. And then I saw a really good meme also that I believe you saw that involved Mike Jones on the count.
Yes, I did.
Who?
It was, yes, Mike Jones, of course, the Houston rapper, Shawn. I know back then you didn't want him, but now he's hot and you're all up on him. Yeah, this was Biden 264, Trump 214, Jones 281-330-8004. I mean, it's just brilliant. Just brilliant. Thank you, interwebs, for your light humor in these crazy times.
I'm telling you, you need to make note of that because I'm giving you a hint. Nobody else, well, unless hopefully our colleagues are also listening to this, because I can guarantee you that will come back up in an Alameda trivia. I'm just because you are my podcasting partner, I'm trying to give you a leg up on our opponent for our competitive trivia that happens each week.
Well, that is tremendous. Thank you for the heads up. I saw one more that I loved, and my sister lives in Las Vegas, outside Las Vegas, and I sent her this one. Nevada has been texting 5 minutes away for an hour and hasn't even left the house yet. So Godspeed to all the election workers. They're working over the clock. You know, I've been in these ballot count rooms down at Central Count, and it is really where the action happens. I feel like America is just waking up to this now, and I was watching various channels last night. I was amazed CNN was broadcasting live from inside the Fulton County count room. Well, I think they were just filming the volunteers that were opening the mail-in ballots. So, but I thought it was a pretty good foil to the some of the narratives that have been put out there that it's rigged. I mean, it looks to me as though the wheels of democracy are turning, Shawn, and we'll just wait and see what happens.
Well, that's what this really shows, is that it is working. It is orderly. It doesn't have to happen overnight, literally, or now we've seen over 2 nights. And, there are a lot of people working hard. I would have loved to have seen other counties, states, however it goes, to put out statements like the one that the county chairs, the party chairs for Dallas County Democrats and Dallas County Republicans put out, urging people to be patient and calm. And, I think that's really what this is all about. And let's see what happens in the end. I also had something interesting come across in my email today that for whatever reason I didn't even think about, but I had an email from Facebook who does everything they can to make me open it, and I try not to. But on this one, it was from a Facebook friend of mine, Aaron Ford, who I went to Texas A&M with. And Aaron Ford is the Attorney General in Nevada. And for some reason, it just did cross my mind over the last 2 days to look and see what Aaron Ford's been up to. And so he had posted a interview that he had done with the BBC about the count in Nevada and how it goes. Very, very interesting interview, very timely and very informative about how the count process works and the Secretary of State's role in that. And so, good to have a little inside look there from the Attorney General.
Yeah, I hope you gave him a good whoop, Shawn.
And he's a Kappa as well. Not my fraternity.
Yeah.
Alpha. First of all, service about we shall transcend all. But we give a lot of props to our Kappa brothers. Yeah. We had a good relationship with them down there, and knew Aaron to be a good guy. But yeah, it's been great watching him over the last few years serve the people of Nevada.
Yeah, well, that's good. Speaking of Nevada, my sister, she has been super amped. I'm proud of her. She got involved in the process this year more than I've ever seen. Now, she held an event when we were both in high school for then Governor Bush, soon to be President Bush, in early 2000s. So, she got involved and has taken quite a bit of a hiatus, about 20 years from being super involved in the process, but she is amped, and not unlike, it seems, everybody across the country, in Dallas County, record turnout by the end of early vote. And it didn't stop from there, millions of new voters. And I mean, there's millions of people moving into this state, but, it seems like the fervor, and maybe it's just that there hadn't been just a whole lot of sports on TV, or I don't know what it is, but man,
yeah, we're all here. We're all locked in a lot of cases, and it's like that's what we're locked into.
Yeah, so it's interesting, but this was the first election cycle without one-punch voting, straight ticket party voting. And so it seemed, Shawn, if I can give you just a dime store analysis, it seems like that helped Republicans, at least in the state legislature, where in the state house, that there are a lot of broken crystal balls right now, because a lot of people thought that the Deeds would flip the House, and not to be. Republicans held on to the majority and 2 seats. Congratulations to our friend Morgan Meyer, who defended his seat, and several folks, across the DFW Metroplex, in maybe not so shocking fashion, defended their seats. So, just a crazy whirlwind. You can't really compare it to anything else.
Yeah, I think someone else who kept their seat, who some folks thought may not, was Representative Retta Bowers. So congratulations to her as well.
Indeed,
friend of ours who's held meetings with us and have been very receptive to some of the things that we came across. So I think there were some surprises, but at the end of the day, it's just kind of based on a lot of hard work from a lot of people, a lot of prognosticating. It pretty much things stayed about where they were before. So that's what that is.
Well, we have an action-packed show today for our listeners, Shawn. We are going to be joined by Terri Broussard Williams, a friend of ours, and we've worked with Terri on several ventures in the past. So I'm excited to have her on.
Yeah, Terri has been an executive formerly with the American Heart Association, which is some work that she did with our firm. And then recently she was with one of our clients, and we did some work, you and I both, public affairs work with Terri and the client. And so, but in getting to know her, we got to see all of these other things that she's got going on outside of work, including having written a book this year, intimately involved in philanthropy and Junior League and throughout the Austin area. She's known as a leader. And so, I think really from early on when we started working with Terri, we talked about having her on the show. And I'm really excited about learning more about her journey, not just how she's gotten to this point, but also looking forward.
Yeah. She is a good friend has been a good friend to our firm. She's a great lady. One of the best websites I've ever seen too, Shawn. I'd encourage everybody to check out www.terribwilliams.com. That's Terri, Terri B. Williams. What's with you Williams folks when your middle initials? We got Shawn P. Williams. We got Terri B. Williams. So go to terribwilliams.com and check it out. It's a really great website.
A lot of amazing, inspirational content. And a lot of smiles from Terri, which, makes you want to get out there and start a movement. Very inspiring. And so I'm looking forward to this conversation. So let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to be talking with Terri B. Williams. This is Shawn Williams, Ryan Trimble, Deconstructing Dallas. We'll be right back right after this.
Welcome back, Deconstructing Dallas. Ryan Trimble, Shawn Williams. Shawn, super fired up today. We have one of our friends and a former client, but definitely a current friend, Terri Broussard Williams, with us. The executive, lobbyist, public speaker, author. She does it all. Terri, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you all for having me. I always say I do all the things with the hashtag, of course.
I love it. Well, Terri, we've gotten to know you, and I'm so glad that we've had a chance to work with you. But for our audience, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from and your family story.
Yeah, I am a Louisiana girl through and through. I grew up in Lafayette and found my way at the greatest institution on the planet, Louisiana State University. And from there, or during my time at LSU, I worked in a television newsroom and made my way to South Carolina to work in TV. And had a quick stint in South Carolina serving as a news producer and then a nonprofit fundraiser for a little bit. And I found my way to a U.S. Senate campaign serving as press secretary. That was probably my most favorite job on the planet. Just getting to tour a state and talking to people and learning about their needs. And then my boss lost in 2002. So I found my way back to Louisiana, where I started a lobbying career, and I've been lobbying ever since. And so you hear all those things of, television news, reporter, producer, press secretary, now lobbyist. And it seems like it's just this never-ending path. But for me, all the things connect. At every juncture, I got to give people access to information so that they can make decisions for themselves and their community. And that's just a common thread that really explains everything about who I am and where I am today.
Terri, we got to, or for sure, our firm got to know you through your time at the American Heart Association. And, we know that you did some really significant work there. And so I'd just like to hear a little bit about your time there and your thoughts on that part of your career.
Oh my gosh. I spent 16 years at the American Heart Association, and it was an incredible journey. A lot of people, when they start a lobbying career, or even when people hear of lobbyists, they think of big, bad, people that are just looking to make money for businesses. And
right.
Some of that is true. I've gotten to do some of that in my career, but not all lobbyists see the world through that lens. So my time at American Heart Association, not only did it let me really live out my core values and a lot of who I am, but it got my feet wet in so many different types of lobbying, what the two of you all do. So I got to understand ballot measures. I got to do work on city ordinances, got to work at state capitals in 14 different states. And so I just love how agile and quick it made me as a lobbyist. And a fun fact, little trivia here. A lot of people don't know this, but the American Heart Association has the third largest lobby team in the country. It's the AARA, the AARP, NRA, and the American Heart Association, and they lobby in all 50 states.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah.
That's great. And as somebody who appreciates the fine art of lobbying, and I have a lot of friends that are lobbyists and former members and staffers. I think it's critical, and I know that you have gotten a firm appreciation for policy and movement building. The other aspect, of course, through American Heart is